Welcome to this IFRS Keys presentation by BhalaGood. I'm Glynis Carthy, and in episode 2 of the coronavirus series, I'll be taking you through judgments and estimates. The disclosure of judgments and estimates is required by both IFRS and IFRS for SMEs. Unfortunately, these disclosures are not typically well complied with, and therefore are areas of focus by regulators. The effects of coronavirus will require significantly more judgment about how to apply accounting policies and lead to increased use of estimates. As we go through each episode in this coronavirus series, we're not going to be discussing the specific disclosure requirements of each standard. However, they should always be complied with first. Thereafter, you should stop and think about whether any specific judgment or estimate needs additional disclosure. In other words, in addition to what the standard itself requires, should IS 1 or the equivalent section in the IFRS for SMEs, Section 8, be applied relating to judgments and estimates. In the process of accounting, it's clear that we apply various judgments. However, not all of those judgments need to be disclosed. What needs to be disclosed is those judgments that management makes when it applies accounting policies, if those accounting policies have got the most significant effect on items that are recognized in financial statements. If the amount of an item would not change if the accounting policy changes, then clearly that would not have a significant effect. So you need to be careful not to disclose too much information, however, also not to omit information if that application of the accounting policy could have a significant effect on items that are recognized in the financial statements. Similarly, there are always estimations in accounting. What is required from a disclosure perspective are those key assumptions about any future or other sources of estimation uncertainty. However, what we need to be careful here is that we don't disclose all key assumptions. We only disclose those key assumptions that have got a significant risk at the reporting date of causing a material adjustment to the carrying amount of assets and liabilities within the next financial year. Therefore, what you're looking at is if the carrying amount of an asset or liability would not change materially in the next financial year, you do not need to disclose any estimation uncertainty. In the context, obviously, of coronavirus, we're looking at much more estimation uncertainty. And if there is a significant risk of the carrying amount changing within the next financial year, specifically looking at a material adjustment, then both the nature of that estimation uncertainty and the carrying amount of the asset or the liability should be disclosed. The next few slides look at general examples of judgments and estimation uncertainty, as well as the specific references in IFRS and IFRS for SMEs. The detailed disclosure requirements are not outlined in this presentation, and I'm not going to be discussing the other slides further. What this slide really looks at is specifically linked to coronavirus. What kind of judgments are we looking at and what kind of estimation uncertainty? Examples of judgments could be whether something is a government grant or government assistance, and if it's not, which accounting standard applies to it, whether a company is a going concern, the factors that it considered in arriving at that decision, whether an event after reporting period is an adjusting or a non-adjusting event. So, for example, when coronavirus first arose, either in the specific country or the region or where a company's customers or suppliers are based in that region. So those are the sorts of areas where we might be looking at judgments around accounting policies. Clearly, there are going to be many more. Regarding estimation uncertainty, there will be significant estimation uncertainty around impairment and around fair values, for example. So impairment of financial assets, non-financial assets, and then fair value adjustments as well. Thank you for listening to episode 2 in this coronavirus series. If you have any questions or any comments, please contact me on either the numbers or the email addresses provided in the slide.